Uh, okay, good afternoon. So we are now looking at one of the topics in production and operation management, which is, or in short, which is POM. So we are getting down to the assignment that was given. This assignment for the distance students, due on 11th August 2023. So getting down to the first question, which is on the inventory management, the classification of inventory. Of course, this assignment on inventory was on a topic entitled inventory, but of course on AB classification, ABC classification. Okay, so this is on just about the one to look at. Okay, so ABC classification. Now, before getting down to the ABC classification, we have first of all to look at the item component. This one, we have the aspect where we are looking at your cousin Jack, who owns a stationery business, has approached you for assistance with improving stock management to address persistent problems of low returns. So we've been presented for a record of items and annual sales. So we have the stock item, the boxes of paper clips, the boxes of staples, correction, the fluid bottles, the diaries, the erasers, the notepads, the pencils, the pens, the rulers, the staplers, and all that. So from the information, from the inventory management viewpoint, you reckon the ABC classification would address the problem at hand. Then we need to perform the ABC inventory using the data provided. So as we classify, sorting out this question 1 problem, as we classify the inventory, we are supposed to take note of something. And the thing that we need to take note is of the fact that we need, first of all, to multiply the units sold per year is 21,000 by the amount. Okay, so we need first and foremost to multiply the unit sold by the cost per unit. So getting down to each of these values that we have, we can take note, or we can see that the box of paper clips, the units, we have 21,000 units. Of course, we also need to know that the cost was 0.5. So now getting down to the solution, okay, so getting down to the solution, we can now see that on this solution, we can now get down to this one as a solution. So what we're trying to simply say is that the both of the paper clips is 21,000. These are units. Okay, so these are units. And then what next? We have to look at the cost. So as we multiply these two, we are getting to 10,500 as the annual cost. Then the box of staples, we have a 10,000 by 0.5, which is 5,000. So this one is 16,000 by 1.5 is 24,000. We are multiplying to get the other one. We are multiplying here to get the other one. Then multiplying to get the other one. Multiplying to get the other one. You're multiplying to get the amount, which is annual cost. So this is about, as we are looking at the classification, the box of paper clips, the staples in a compound, the correcting fluid bottles, the diaries, the erasers, the notepads, the pencils, the pens, the rulers, the staplers. These are some of the items that we actually look at or consider in almost every organization in terms of inventory management. As you're trying to manage the inventory, so we're looking at the classification of inventory. So we have those costs. Now, the aspect or one thing that you need to understand here is that after getting the annual cost, you can now find the percentage of the total to find the percentages from the total cost allocation. So what we're saying is that we have that one, the 3.25 came from the total, so the total is 323,150. So 323,150, you are dividing this one by the 323,150 to get that one. Then 5,000 by the 323,150. Then 24,000 by the 323,150. So these are percentages coming from the total cost for all the costs. This total came from the cost allocation as you add each of these ones. So we are simply getting down to the percentage of the total. So we are getting that. So this is just about how we are getting to the percentages. All right. So each of these ones that you need to know is that you need to follow the percentages. Now, after getting the percentages the way they are, we should start ranking using the highest percentage. That will be the first aspect that you need to consider on the highest percentage. So ABC classification, we should begin dividing the annual cost for each item. Then we now rearrange the items in order of the percentages, starting with the highest percentage. So from here, the ranking of percentages that we need to look at is just that this one should be number 1. Number 2 should be 24 because of the percentage following that. Then getting down to that, the percentage was actually 7.3, which is number 3. Then here, getting down to the other one is the 4.6, it's number 4. Ranking of percentages. We follow the classification before getting down to classification, ranking the percentages. Then the other one that we need to after look at is the 3.25. So 3.25 is according to the rankings of these percentages. Then we have the other one that we need to go for is the 1.86. 1.86 is number 6 here. So 1.86. Then what one do we go for? 1.55 should be there. 1.55 number 7. 1.55 number 7. Which one do we go for? Is 1.16. 1.16, that is number 8. Which one do we go for? This one is what? This one is number 8, number 9, that is this one. Number 10 is this one. So this is actually on the aspect of the A. So this is number 9, number 10, getting down to it. So after this, we need to now understand why A, why B. All right, so this one, you understand it as we break down. So as breaking down, we should now come and get down to this. We find the percentages, the way they are, we get them, the percentages of the items, the stock items, the diaries, the notepads, the correcting fluid, the tape, the staplers, the boxes of paper clips, and all that, the pens and all that. We are getting now to the totals. So percentage of totals, you're getting these ones. Find the cumulative percentage. So meaning this as number 1, the cumulative percentage is actually getting down to it. The cumulative percentage is where we now say this 54.15, you add this one to get this. This one you add, you get this one. 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 This one we add, we 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 get this one. This is a cumulative percentage. So for A classification, it would have values less than 80%. So for A, the classification should be, A should be percentage, value of percentage. So value of percentage less than 80%. So you get to A. All right. So this is about how you classify that A. Even getting to this one, this is A because these ones are less than 80. Then anything 80 less than 95 is B. Okay, so we have about B 80% to less or equal to 90, less or equal to 90. So just this less 95% is B. So for B classification is 80%, but less than 95, you classify at B. Then our C is 95%, okay? And then of course, anything 95% less 100, or you can say less or equal to 100% for this one. It is on the classification of C. So this is just about what is going on, getting down to the classification of ABC analysis. All right, so this is very, very important that you need to actually consider. You look at this for the ABC classification. It will actually give us a guide on what we are doing or what we need to do. All right, so we can get down to the graph. Okay, so on the graph, what we are simply saying is that following here, the diaries, percentage of 54 point something, which is this one. Then we have this other one using the cumulative percentage. This graph obtained using the cumulative percentage. So this graph is obtained using cumulative percentage. Using cumulative, okay? So using the cumulative percentage. This is what goes on. All right, so these percentages that are cumulative are the ones that actually they're using to find the values of the cumulative ABC classification. But then, of course, we should know that for A should be the value that is actually less than 80%. Then for the other one, should be the value that is 80% less than 95 from the breakdown. So we can now get down to this 54.78.9. So this is how this scale came. So this value was less than, it was here. This other one was on this one, or this one. Anything above is on C. So this is on our A classification. The B, our A is this one. Then our C comes this other side. So this is on our ABC classification. So this is about the first part of the inventory concept, inventory management for a classification of ABC. Now, getting down to the other one. So the other one that we are getting down to is this question. This question, now after Jack, as looking at the, we have classified this inventory, we can now get down to the other one where we look at Jack stationery store. Now that is a color cartridge that is for laser printers that sells at approximate rate of 500 units every 3 months. What does this one imply? So 500 for every 3 months means that we are talking about a quarterly one. So 500 units. This one is for 3 months. So meaning for annual demand would be 500 units, then multiply by 4 quarters in a year. So 4 quarters in a year. So our D is actually going to give us a 2,000 units. So this is only our D. So from here, of course, we need to understand the fact that this one is our discount model. Why? Because it has a range of order quantities. So the discount model so it's a discount model. The reason is because it has the range of order quantities. Okay, so can you take advantage of the discount? This is what we are just trying to actually look at. Okay, so discount model, cause it has a range of order quantities. Okay, this one we're simply saying because it has ranges of order quantities. So as you buy more, can you take advantage of the discount? This is just about what we are looking at now. Can we take advantage of the discount? So meaning the number of units that we are buying, can we take advantage of a discount depending on the purchasing power? As we buy, in fact, this one is very, very practical in business, that sometimes the suppliers will give you a discount based on the number of units that you're going to purchase. So should you buy more and should you take a discount? So there are 3 steps involved in discount model. So 3 steps involved. Okay. So the 3 steps involved. The step 1. So we have the step 1. Find EOQ for all ranges. That is step 1. Find EOQ for all ranges. Number 2, find TMC for all ranges. And number 3, we need to select the order quantity to give us the smallest possible total material cost. Okay. We need to look at the value of quantity to give us the smallest possible total material cost. That is now step number 3. All right. So step 3. Find value of Q to give us smallest total material cost. That is on step number 3. Now, getting down to what we have so far, we can get down to the solution. So we have to find the EOQ for all ranges. The annual demand is this, because monthly demand, 3 months demand was 500. Then multiplying by how many quarters are there in a year. So the number of quarters in a year, there were actually 4, because every 3 months means 4 quarters in a year. So this is just about what we have. So we're finding the EOQ for oranges. The ordering cost was 120 from the question. 120 was ordering cost. So ordering cost was the 120. Then the holding cost was 20%. Okay, holding cost is the same as carrying cost. Holding cost and carrying cost are the same. The holding cost is the same as carrying cost. The holding cost and carrying cost are one and the same thing. All right, and holding cost is a percentage of unit price. Holding cost is always percentage of unit price. So it's always percentage of unit price. So it's always percentage of unit price or acquisition cost per unit or acquisition cost per unit. This is on that. So now, this is just one thing that any student will need to understand, because if you don't understand, then if you don't get the concept, then it's very difficult to understand what is going on. So that's why the carrying cost, when you're ordering this, the price was $144 per unit. And when you should order 100 to 199, price was 128. You order 200 or to 299 is $120. 300 or more is 112. Carrying cost is a percentage of unit price or acquisition cost per unit. So this is why we are having that holding cost always a percentage of unit price or acquiring cost per unit. Then we are getting these carrying cost is 28 because 20% was given in the question. Or 20% was already given in the question. All right, so meaning it's very possible that we need to have the holding cost or carrying cost percentage. So here now we need to continue. So we're getting this one to 129.0 is not feasible because this one does not fall in the range or in the interval. It is actually not feasible. All right. So that explains why that one is not feasible. So it's not feasible here because this one does not fall in the interval. Getting down to 100 to 199, the 136 is feasible because this one falls in the interval, in this interval here. Then the other one, 141, not feasible, does not fall in this interval. Then the other one, 300 or more, we found 146 point something. This one not feasible because the interval should be 300 or more. That does not fall in that interval. Okay, so this is just about how to know what is going on according to the information that has been given. Okay. So from here, we have to find the total material cost. Step to find the total material cost for all ranges using feasible EOQs. Using feasible EOQs. So using feasible EOQs. So 1 to 199, we are simply saying that the EOQ of 129 was not feasible. So use the Q as 1. So use Q as 1. Why Q1? Is because it's where the feasibility would have started from. It's a 1 here, the lower boundary, because this one we can't force the 129. This one is an X, not feasible. Doesn't fall in the interval. So use the lower bound. So our Q in this case would be 1. Substitute this to get the total material cost. We are getting this answer. Okay, so we're simply getting 528,014.4. So total material cost using the information. This is the acquisition cost per unit or unit price. This is our annual demand that we have actually got. Okay, so this is our annual demand. All right. So this is according to what is involved concerning the aspect of finding the total material cost. So we have this one here. All right, so this is our setup cost or ordering cost, which was given in the question. Ordering cost was actually given in the question here. The ordering cost was $120 per order. This can also be accessed getting down to the question. The $120 is the ordering cost per order. The ordering cost is 20% and then of that. So this is just about what is going on here concerning this problem. So even here, similarly, the total material cost for 200 to this, we are using the feasible EOQ. This one was feasible. So total material cost using this was feasible. So use it. It was feasible because it was falling within the range. So meaning that our total material cost here is 259.505 point. This is our total material cost, substituting the S, the annual demand, and then acquisition cost per unit. Then this is our carrying cost. This is our Q, which is here our Q. We are getting 259,505.424. So it's feasible. So we're comparing the total material cost of this one. Then also this one here. Then the other one was not feasible. So we are using our Q, in this case, as Q equal to 200. Okay, so finding this, we are getting 243,600, our total cost. So what are we simply saying? We are simply saying that the firm should order, we should actually select step 3. Okay, on our step 3, you select, okay, find the value that will give you the smallest possible cost. So find the value of the material cost that will give you the smallest possible total material cost. So what we are simply saying here is that the firm should order how many units? 300 units, resulting in the total material cost of 228,160, because here our Q was 300 because this was not feasible. So substituting where the Q is 300 in each of these ones, we are finding the value. So here Q is also 300. So we're finding the value. So our total material cost is 228,160. So conclusion, order 300 units result in the total material cost of 228,160. All right. Now, from here, we can actually now identify the fact that we need to now know or check out one thing that should actually we should consider, because from the question, they're simply also saying that the current policy with the current order, with the order of 500, Jack obtains the cut rate at the lowest possible cost of 112. Okay, so what annual savings will there be if they use the current ordering? So he currently buys at 500 units. So that is our Q as for now. But as we are concerned, we have actually identified that we should buy 300 units as at now, because 300 units is actually giving us the smallest among all those material cost of the 228,160, which is the one we are recommending to management, and we're concluding that we need to go for it. Now, the current buying policy is order 500 units at our S is equal to 112, or S is equal to 112 kwacha. So from here, we can now put our current cost is a percentage, which is of unit price, which give us this, and our C is equal to 20% in this case, okay, of 100 multiplied by the acquisition cost per unit. So this is about what we have. So 230,080 when you're buying the 500 units. So here now we recommend that we should order 300 units, resulting in a total material cost of 228,160. All right, because we are from finding it 228,160, we should continue buying a 300 units, and the savings will be 230,080 minus 228,160. This would have been a cost saving. This is on the cost savings to this organization because of what this has actually given us. All right, so this is very important. So for the recordings of this assignment, we're looking at the first one on inventory. It is a two topic in one because inventory has two topics in one. The first aspect of it, this is the longest topic in the production and operation management because there's almost three topics in one. Because the first one is on its own to do with the ABC classification. So ABC classification is a topic on its own under inventory. Then we get into inventory models. That is, there are three of them. The one that came in an exam is a discount model because it has a range of order quantities. This is the reason why it's called a discount model. So please take note of this review of an assignment that we've gone through. And actually, now we have just looked at question one for inventory because there are two topics that came in this assignment. So we are ending on now for this one on just about the first question for ABC classification. For the recordings that I've done, I'm sure this recording will be shared to you or students that you need to go through and understand that we take you slow bit by bit, that we don't want to rush you for anything else that we are doing in this production and operation management as a course, because it's a build-up of a quantitative method as a prerequisite. So I'm sure you need to understand, go through what is happening. So to find the total material cost, we simply consider the EOQs that are feasible. And of course, we compare actually the ones that will give us the smallest possible total material cost. That is the one we recommend, that's the EOQ we should go for. So in this case, we recommended 300 units because it gave us the smallest possible total material cost of 228,160. And of course, when they were ordering 500 units, the cost was $230,000, $230,080. And then, of course, this actually proved to be on the higher side. That's why we looked at annual savings of this one would have been from the current ordering policy and what we can order right about now. We are simply saying they have the annual savings of 1,920 as on the cost saving or annual cost savings. So we end the class for now as this has been done. So we just need to go through this one, please.